it didn't live up to the hype, in my opinion.
You there? Hello.
I'm not there yet. Calm down. I'm going to drop off my carrots. Thank you. You're still exploring. Okay, and that's
Hello.
totally fair.
Hello.
But yeah, the at a certain point in the game, if you have it turned on, like so when you start a new run, you have a slider that lets you
You
uh,
there?
add the cougar or not. But yeah, once the time comes, it'll let you know.
You again?
Who were you expecting?
Like it or not, this is all I have.
Uh, antibiotics. I want my caffeine pills. I need my caffeine pills. I don't need a hatchet. I don't need more manufactured arrows. I. Uh, you're killing me, Smalls. You are killing me here. I'm not. I'm not parting with a maple sapling for coffee. I'm sorry. What is this? Oh, this is the trader. This is another thing you can turn on. Um. Oh, Ghoulish. Do you have the Tales from the Far Territory DLC? If not, you might not have access to this. Uh, bother. Fine. Have some salt. We'll just refresh. Good grief.
Yep. Heading out.
Ah, okay, yeah. So, first off, strong recommend for the DLC. I think it's great. It's excellent value for money. Sorry, I got to rehydrate here real quick. But yeah, it'll give you the trader. It'll give you access to like a bunch of new recipes, for example, with some really cool buffs, like a whole cooking system. It also adds the ptarmigans to the game, your our little snow chickens. But yeah, it is. I think it's a good addition. Oh, and it also adds three new zones. Well, three full new zones plus a couple connector regions in the far territories that are mentioned in the name of the DLC. And I will say, those territories come with, uh, well, it's called the Tales, but they're basically like side quests for sandbox mode, which is new. And they also provide they provide some story that allegedly is going to tie into episode 5 when we get that next month. A short 6 weeks away, allegedly. But yeah, I think between the trader and the cooking and the new zones, I think the DLC is well worth getting. But you know your situation and preferences better than I do. So if that sounds like your sort of thing, maybe give it a look. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Steam Spring sale at some point, and it'll probably go on sale when that happens. If you want to pick it up at a discount. But yeah, so the reason I'm grinding these trades right now is because I'm trying to get him to offer me caffeine pills that I'm going to take because we're going to try to get the achievement where you stay in Langston Mine, which is in one of the new regions, for 25 consecutive days. And as you can imagine, that's going to involve a lot of cabin fever. So we're going to need stuff to keep us awake. Oh, right, yeah. Meat. Okay, we got water down there. Do I have meat down there? No. I have cooked fish and I have ruined fish. All right, we'll grab some venison. That's fine. So I think we parted with all the wolf meat. And we did. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3.5. 4. There we go. And then what is it? Oh, a liter and a half of water. Okay, well that's fine. We got that nice and easy. One, 2, 3, 4, and liter and a half. Bingo, ready trade. And time for another shuttle run. Although before I do, let's have the rest of that fish. There we go. So yeah, and apologies if it sounded like I was giving you the full sales pitch for the DLC. I am not an Hinterland employee by any means. I just really like it. I know some people, especially like the hardcore Loper players, like the people who do Misery to relax. You know, some of them might say it's made the game easier. And I mean, okay, easier, you can make that argument. Too easy, I don't know that I agree. But again, it's if people are if they have moral objections to the cooking system, they can just not use it. I mean, it's just that easy. But for me, I'm just here to have a good time. I'm not like I don't think I'm in competition. I'm not trying to prove anything. And hell yeah, I'll make myself some pancakes because I feel like having pancakes. Tying back to one of our earlier conversations today. All right. Shoot. And I know this isn't the most thrilling gameplay, but I'm hyper focused on this thing, and I'm basically just like rolling a one in whatever die every time we refresh the trader. Well, not a one. We want the caffeine pills. We would also accept peaches. I don't think peach pies are going to be as energizing as the caffeine pills, but they can do the job in a pinch.
guess. Dropping the stuff off now.
All right. Hey, Miss Pac-Man. Welcome in. Good to see you. You ever been to the mine or the packing field? No, if you're just going to the mine, like if you're doing the tail, or if you're exploring the mine without doing the tail for whatever reason, no, certainly not. If you're going to try to get the achievement, stay in the mine for 25 consecutive days, and you don't have a run with settled mind, they might be. Matter of fact, they probably are. Because at a certain point, cabin fever is going to kick in. You can't sleep. You can't pass time. And you're basically going to be standing still, eating, drinking, and partially harvesting clothing for days on end. And once you can't sleep, you're going to need ways to mitigate that 1% damage per hour. Yeah, 25 consecutive days in the mind, no leaving. And at most, you're going to have like 4 or 5 days before cabin fever kicks in, and your options to pass the time are limited. It's harsh. I mean, there's a reason it's one of those like 0.1% of players have the achievement. Yeah, a lot of planning, a lot of strategizing, and if you're taking the path we are, a lot of getting impatient with Sutherland. What do you eat? Well, probably a lot of cured meat. It's lightweight. It's like a quarter kilogram for 900 calories. But we're probably also gonna bring pemmican bars and pies, peach pies in particular, because those also give you energy. So that's another way you can get energy back without sleeping. Also because I've kind of burned through all my coffee. I know, dear, I know. We'll get you there. I am keeping you on a very peculiar sleep schedule. And after I had gone to such pains to get you back to a regular 9 to 5er.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Do you have to bring 25 days of dead stuff? No. No. Probably wouldn't. You probably... You'd probably want to do... If you're making, like, pies and pemmican, you want to do that ahead of time. And probably water, too. So that way you can pass as much time as possible. Right, like, 'cause, like I don't know if, let's say, if you, I don't think you can pass time to cook stuff once you have cabin fever. Otherwise, that'd be a real easy workaround. So, yeah, I think it would be wise to get your cooking done and ideally your water making done ahead of time. But, I mean, I don't know. I have not tried it myself, but I think you want to bring your cooked items in, you having cooking fire, so if it does get ruined while you're there, you can still eat it. But bring your cooked items in, bring your water in. Uh, Make sure you got all your various medicines, uh, caffeine pills, and um, I do have a big stack of vitamin C pills, which means I don't need to worry about bringing in fish. Although, you know, the peach pies will probably help with that as well, and uh, the pemmican. But yeah, well, you know, a lot of food, a lot of water, a fair bit of meds, some light sources, and things to partially disassemble. Because that's going to be your only real way to pass time, unless you want to experience like 25 days uninterrupted, like in game time. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you can do safe house customization there. So I don't know how you would save if you needed to stop somewhere midway through. That is actually something to worry about because like we average like 5 days a stream in game. I would need to go like at my usual pace. I probably have to stream for like 15 hours to do it all in one sitting. And are you fucking serious? The second I walk in the door, fuck you. Oh my god. Wasn't that fucking convenient? Wait, did it did it just restart? What? Do I have Auroras queued up? Huh? I am confusion. I mean, if I'm getting a bonus Aurora, I'm happy for it. Maybe that's it. Maybe we queued up Auroras, and so once there we go. So that was just the end of the first Aurora. Man, I was not a happy bunny.
Up for a trade. What's the latest?
Okay, maybe new Aurora, new stuff. Fingers crossed.
It's not much, but it's what I've got.
Herbal tea, antiseptic. Man, man. I need to. I might need to just wave the white flag here. Specifically wants fish. Flour? Well, I got a lot, but we also have a lot. We need like we have 75,000 calories to cover. What do you want for that? Hides. Oh, so basically like the manufactured arrows, only more expensive. Okay. You know what? We'll take a couple bags of flour. How much is that?
Right.
Okay. How much flour does it take to make peach pies? Uh, 0.2 kilos. And how much is in a bag? Kilo and a half. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's nine. That's 9 rounds of pies. So, and we get 3 pies per batch. So 27 pies per bag of flour. And each pie gives 300 calories and some restores some energy. Yeah, and each batch takes a whole can of peaches, which I don't love. Yeah, water we have, oil we have in abundance. Do math? Yeah, mathing on stream is always dangerous, but I think I got that locked down. Yeah. So it's prob is so for our you can do rose hip pies, Miss Pac-Man, but I really want to save those because rose hips also go into pemmican bars, and pemmican bars are amazing. So you take half a kilogram of cured meat, so 2 pieces from the box, some rose hips, animal fat, and salt, and you actually get 4 bars rather than 3 like the pies. They're more calorie dense, and they and this it also restores fatigue. They also give the a extra max carry weight and max stamina, so they are really really good. You keep killing ashes before you get okay, yeah, and you do need cooking 5 to make those, and plus you need to get the recipe off the trader. How do you find the recipe? Okay, Ghoulish, they are part of the DLC. If you buy the DLC, one of the updates was called the Frontier Comforts update, and it introduced like flour and cooking oil and salts and like the oats, and then it's like some of these recipes you just get automatically, and others you either get from the trader, like Last Resort Soup here, or there are recipe cards out in the world that you can find, and then you can like Camber Flight porridge or Ranger stew or whatnot. Anyway, yeah, it's unfortunate. It would have been a nice thing to add to the base game, but I can kind of understand why they didn't. But I I can understand why people might disagree. Also, hey, Brady B, welcome in. Uh, Happy Lunar New Year Eve to you, and thank you for the follow, Ghoulish. I appreciate that. But yeah, so that's one of the many things in the DLC. Otherwise, you're stuck with your base game recipes, which are fine. But like some of the buffs you can get from the new recipes are extremely good. You're exhausted. Okay. But have take care of yourself. Have a good rest. But thanks for popping by, and thanks for hanging out. But how you doing, Brady B? So are you done with the extra work you've had to do in advance of the holiday? Oh, I got pork and beans, tomato soup, pork and beans, dog food, no peaches. Oh, there's my peaches. Okay. What did I do? Right, more meat and water. Easy enough. You have not done any extra work. To honestly, understandable. I actually might be joining you in taking part of tomorrow, part of New Year's Day, and doing some work for free myself because we have two people. Two of our three Singaporeans are they're off with their families, so that we're as short-handed as we can be and still get the section done. So I might need to just knock out a couple knock out some work tomorrow because one of the uh, one of the things I've been tasked with doing is trying to make sense of one of our more problematic business columnists' latest submission. Like, and I say problematic in that he he has very strident opinions. He does not like people disagreeing with him, and he uh, he often struggles to make sense. But he writes for free, so he's within our budget. At least, when we told him, hey, uh, if you're going to use ChatGPT, one, please don't. But if you are, at least double check to make sure it's not lying to you. At least when we told him that, he was willing to do it. Some of our other contributors, they got big mad. Are you going to Blizzard? It looks like you want a Blizzard. Yeah, Ghoulish. I don't normally make I don't normally work for free at all, but the news never stops, and the people demand their content. It's not great, and well, some people will own up to it. Other people won't, and they'll just send in the stuff. But when they provide links to the sources, we can tell because at the end of the URL it'll say equal chatgpt.com. So we know when they're cheating. It's, yeah, it's not great. If only I had transferable skills into anything else. Now I will say, last week we had our short notice sit down with my boss's boss and then that guy's boss. And me being me, I feared the worst. But as it turns out, um, they were actually saying the same things I've been saying. It's like, why are we cranking out so much copy? Right? Why we're just doing it to fill space because we have some good people. We have people who like they write good stuff that is relevant to our audience and people read it. But we also run several people who are basically there to fill space. I'm not going to say who, but if you read what we do, you can tell for yourself. including one person whose entire value proposition is they're friends with the big boss. But so it turns out like the in the meeting they said, hey, why are we running all these pieces that are bad? Why don't we stop doing that and instead, put more time into making the good pieces even better? And I'm like, my God, someone who's talking sense. So I don't know when this is going to happen, but my hope is we can shed some of the dead weight, and maybe we can get back a little bit of our credibility. Now, how likely is that? I don't know, because even if we do that, like the modern information environment is so fragmented, so atomized that. Oh, and by the way, the same AI that's been powering some of our contributors' work, it's also basically keeping people. Well, it's like what did they say? If current trends continue, like the AI the AI summaries that people read, if people just read those instead of like what we write, our our numbers could go down by as much as like 60%. Now, what's the source for that? I don't know. They didn't say. But yeah, it's not great. So we're going to have to do something. Credibility to whom? I guess just our audience. Because like, I know. I mean, I read. I read social media, Blue Sky, basically. I don't dare go anywhere else. But like, I know that there is a credibility gap with some of our Western readers, at least those who read our section, because when the national security law came down in 2020, we lost a lot of contributors because no one knows what's out of bounds anymore. It's like, can you criticize the government? Can you, who can you criticize the central government? Can you criticize the Hong Kong government? What can you say about Taiwan? There are no actual rules. No, hang on. Oh, well, Brady B got auto-modded. Okay. Um, sorry about that, Brady B. The answer to that is maybe. Well, I will say that our benevolent owners, one, they're keeping us afloat financially, but at the same time, yeah, there is some pressure from above to, if not support the government, at the very least to not be critical. Now, some of it slips through anyway, and I'm not saying I might have something to do with that. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, sometimes there is we do run pieces that make criticisms of the local and central government. So, and we have yet to get our offices rated. So I choose to view that as a good sign. But at the same time, yeah, there is a certain spectrum of political thought that is allowed, and that spectrum is not as wide as it used to be. Oh, hello. How are you? Yep, nope, okay. Below 50%, I cannot use. Oh well. And you can criticize other governments all you like, and people do a lot. But like anything involving Taiwan has to be tiptoed around. Like any references to the Taiwan president, that has to be in lowercase because, according to the central government and anyone who wants to stay in its good graces, it is it is not a country. It is a province of China's, and always has been China's, and always will be. And yeah, so it's just, and I part of it does smack of cowardice, but also part of it also smacks of self-preservation. Because we've seen, I mean, just look at what happened to Apple Daily. How big are you? One kilogram? Good grief. Well, I say the same thing about WAPO. I mean, yeah, they. I mean, there are things you're allowed to say and things you're not. Things you're allowed to support and things you're not. So do you want? Who do you want? Do you want a big business sugar daddy? Do you want a governmental sugar daddy, or do you want to rely on a patron funded model, and via con Dios if you do. See, is that 3? How much do I need? 3. Okay. Well, no, you're 1.3. 1.4. That's 2.7. I need one more. I'm so sorry, Bun Buns, but there's no deer in the neighborhood, so you'll have to do. Hey, Andrea, welcome in. How's things? Oh, and here's the blizzard. Okay, you're the witness. I was wondering when we get a blizzard. Turns out it's right now. But how you doing, Andrea? Hope you and Dante are well. Actually, let me give Andrea a good and proper welcome, for I am a good and proper streamer.
Weeks, because I'm not allowed to have any fun.
Okay, so fortunately we have something to keep us busy as we do this. But I hope you're doing well, Andrea. Yeah, we're doing some long-term prepping for another push for an achievement, which is going to have us basically staying in a mine for 25 consecutive days. So we're gonna need a lot of caffeine. There we go. Oh, and best of all, blizzard means fresh beachcombing loot. Okay. Um, yeah, let me just drop those there. We're gonna add 3 rabbit hides, and then 3 guts. So coastal, jackrabbit. So 1 wolf rather, 3 rabbit, and now 6 guts. Lovely. So how much? I need 3 kilos of meat for the trade. I got 1, I got 2, I got 3. 40.86. Okay, so we basically have a little more than 4 kilos. That's fine. Oh, hey, another thing we can do while we're here. Do some quick repair work on our undies. And again. Okay. Oh, how are we? Okay, we got water and we got snacks to last through the night. That is fine. We'll step out here. Drop that meat, make sure it stays nice and fresh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, probably not gonna make that. Well, let's try. Lovely. Is that the blizzard? Did it end that quickly?
Oh, I'm starving.
It did. Okay. Okay, you're a full kilo. You go over there. You're a full kilo. You go over there. And you're not. You're a full kilo. You go over there. That is our trading meat. The rest of you are gonna get cooked. Probably along with that wolf meat. There we go. Yeah, we got enough sticks. Oh yeah, Andrew, I don't know if I've seen you since then, but um,
Come on, little fire.
I do offer you congratulations on absolutely dunking on Alex in the annual trivia contest. I do you have something picked out for your for the March episode? For those not familiar, Andrea is a co-host of the Faculty of Horror podcast, one of my favorites. And of course, now the wind changes direction. And so she and her co-host Alex, they on their year in review episode, they have. Are you serious? Another Aurora? My God. Yeah, they have a an annual trivia contest, and the winner gets to pick a movie or a theme to review for an upcoming episode. You'd be more proud if it hadn't been all Rob Zombie questions. Well, again, that's the magic of RNG, right? You have no control over what questions you face. You just gotta run with it, and run with it you did. But I look forward to what you have planned. Okay, there we go. I hate wasting a fire. I hate wasting an Aurora too, but if I have to pick, hang on, hour, you're a kilo, you're a kilo. If I put you on there, that's gonna take perfect. So they're gonna cook, but the fire's gonna go out before they burn, or the fire's gonna get blown out and nothing will change. Either way, love it. All right, let's go. Oh, Andrew, I think you said were you looking forward to Black Frost, The Long Dark 2? We got some news this past week that Hinterland, our favorite Canadian game studio, they're actually they're laying some people off, and it sounds like Black Frost is not in fact going to enter early access this year. It won't have an effect on episode 5 of story mode. But yeah, according to Raph, like they're letting some people go and they're not renewing some people who are on contract. And it sucks, but I mean, Hinterland isn't a big studio, but they're still a game studio. So, and they're not immune to the the headwinds facing the rest of the industry. So, and I mean everything they've done, everything they said, it shows that they're a studio that cares about their people, right? They don't do crunch. They make sure people have time with their families. So I feel reasonably confident that they wouldn't be laying people off if it wasn't like absolutely necessary. Like they're not being pushed. Well, they don't have shareholders, so there's no one pushing them to make sure line go up. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. What? Oh, we need to start the Aurora train all over again. Man, it's jarring when it just cuts out all of a sudden. But at least it's a fresh Aurora. But yeah, it absolutely stinks. See, you think we have enough flour to make our pies? All right. Well, let's go call this in, and we'll start a fresh round of beachcombing on the morrow when Astrid has a full sleep in her. All right. The other development this week, saw on Blue Sky, because I do follow a handful of Canadians, including some politically active ones, and I saw people talking about this new legislation that basically if you have an ancestor who was Canadian, since the country got independence in, was it 1947? I think it was. Like if you can prove lineage, you can claim Canadian citizenship. I guess there is a push to find all those lost Canadians, and me being on Blue Sky, which I think rather reliably leans a little more left, a little more cosmopolitan. This news was greeted with some excitement. Many people, especially Americans, Americans who are of some minority groups, let's say, checking their family histories, seeing if they might be one of those lost Canadians. Are you serious? Oh, there's two of you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, well, there's another fucking arrow thief. Got to find in the morning. And there's one more of them over here. Alright, where are you at? Wait, why are we empty? That's bad. But yeah, so I think there's like some paperwork you have to show, because obviously, but okay, I hear it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway. And I would be lying if I said I myself wasn't sending some emails home and asking, hey, just out of curiosity, do we know where Grandpa and Grandma were born, or great Grandpa and great Grandma?
Back for more? Huh? You'll see your gear in the box waiting for you.
There's no luck on Dad's side, as far as I can tell. Oh yeah, how are we clothing? Clothing's okay. Bedroll? Bedroll's okay. All right. So I think we took a good chunk out of that one first. I've yet to check Mom's side. I'll probably have to make a call to her later. But yeah, I think the odds are low, but as Andrea says, don't can't hurt to ask. Don't ask, don't get. Fucking. And Now, as I said, yes, I'm not one of those Americans who pretends to be Canadian. I am what I am. But if it gets to the point where I wouldn't have to pretend to be Canadian, well, who knows? There. Good doggo. Oh, off to the gym? Okay. Have a good one, Andrew. The session is productive. Low, but never... Yeah, again, it's worth checking. Because if I stay here for another 15 months, I will qualify for permanent residency here, which is not citizenship, but it gives me the right to stay here, even if I do not currently have even if I do not have a work permit. And it does some other things too. I'm allowed to buy property. Let me bust out those millions of dollars I don't have. I can access the public health care system once I'm PR. Oh, and I can vote. Huzzah! And I mean, it's not what I had my sights set on when I first came here, but it's a little bit more certainty, I guess. Yeah. If you permanent residents can you can vote in Hong Kong elections. You can vote for the legislative council and the district councils. Which isn't much, but it's something. And so I still keep an eye out for other opportunities in other places. But now I have to think, okay, but I would also be like restarting the clock in terms of like, potential permanent residency or naturalization versus just staying another year and a quarter here. Is it worth it? I don't know. NPR. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Certainly not. If it would buy me time, let's say I stick around long enough to get that, but then my job gets eliminated. I can stay here for a while, looking for another gig, versus having to leave in like 2 weeks or whatever, which I had to do when losing my gig in other places. So what is the impetus for expat? Oh, why am I living abroad? Well, because well, I've lived outside of the U.S. since 2008. Most of it in Asia. The reason I'm here is, well, I've been taking gigs around here because I was working in Hawaii, I got laid off, and I had 2 job offers. One was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and the other was in Jakarta. Now, I'm sure Fort Smith, Arkansas is nice and the people are lovely, but if you're a geography nerd like me, I was like, hey, how often are you going to get a job offer in a different country? So I said, screw it, let's go. And
God, I'd eat anything right about now.
in that, since then, I mean, basically, once you're out here, people who do hiring think, okay, you've lived overseas, you know how to handle yourself. You're not someone who's never been outside their home country. You're probably a reliable hire. And so that's just been how I've been able to get like one job after another in this part of the world. Now, why I'm here in particular, it's because I finished my grad school program in May of 2020, and no one was hiring except here.
What's the latest? Here it is.
You can see yourself making the same choice. Oh yeah, and I will say I know like going abroad is not necessarily an option for everyone, and not everyone might want to. Even people who want to might not be able to. But if you can, I recommend it. Even if it's only temporary. You can see other parts of the world and other cultures, how other people live, how they think and act. I it's worked out great for me. Just following the working adventures that you might have at Manifesto. Nah, I'm not that interesting. I'm sorry to say. Okay, at least we have peaches. That's good. How many peaches can I have? I can have 10 peaches, but I need 30 fir firewood. That is a lot, but it's also doable. All right, you got yourself a deal.
Time to buzz off.
So we have some fur, but we'll go out. We'll look for more. Yeah, we'll do the beach combing. We might go to Crumbling and DP, check there, and also look for some fur limbs. Yeah, I like that plan. Let's do that. These are high quality. Yeah, I dare say they are the pinnacle of peaches. Okay. It's a little. Yeah, we're not fully rested, but honestly, that's fine. We can manage that. So, we are going to go beach combing. You are just fine. And we're going to go firewood hunting. Oh, yes, we also have an arrow thief to find. Although that might be the. Oh no, this was the second wolf we got. Oh yeah, let's check for limbs. They do spawn here fairly reliably. Oh, and there's the other one. Yay! And within easy hauling distance to misanthropes. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, we'll just grab these, drop off the stuff there, and then we'll make our usual circuit around the semicircle that is the quote-unquote beach of Coastal Highway. Hello? There we go. There we go. And now for round 2. Well, you can live for now. And there's my arrow, once again hanging in midair. Because reasons. All right, a little extra visibility. I'm not against that. Oh, yep. So,
Carry much more.
10 cans of peaches is gonna be well, it's gonna be 10 batches of peach pies, which is gonna be 30 peach pies. 30 peach pies times, well, it's basically 300 calories each. So that's 30 times, yeah, 300 times 30. So 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. 9,000 calories. Plus the energy they provide. And it's not bad. But there's 9,000 of the, oh, what do we say, 75,000? Still, that's what, about an eighth just in pies? Now, or actually, now that I think of it, we could do all of our cooking here and then just transport them. Wait, why am I going here? Well, too late now. What? No, it's not. Yeah, we could just like make all the pies here, haul the pies to the Zoc. And so we don't have to carry flour and oil and X number of cans of peaches. Oh yeah, we have more. We have at least like 4 more cans. Yeah, it'll be fine. Welcome back, Martian. You made pancakes to go in your lunch tomorrow. Lovely. You made yogurt with apple jam. Ooh, that does sound pretty tasty. There we go. Drop the fat here. And we'll drop our wolf bits here. Yeah, this is it's the freshest stack. So 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 27 wolves. Now we lost our nice round number, but oh well. Oh yes, how is the box doing? Up to 37%. Yeah, 37%. All right, another couple days, it'll be fine. The amount of fat you get makes you sound like headed for another. It does seem like that, or either that, or the sheer amount of fat you get, you're supposed to be using that to make a bunch of like cooking oil, so like really goose your cooking like early game cooking XP. I think you need like a kilo per, but yeah, and Raph did say candles were considered, but not added, so that might be in our future as well. Which, honestly, good. And we already have the recipe. Get yourself use one of those recycled cans. Put some fat in there. A piece of cloth or two to make the wick. You got yourself a candle. That's your opinion of him thinking it and not using it? Well, I think the fact that it was at least on the drawing board suggests to me that I think that might be one of the things potentially added in these final few updates of TLD. It's already past noon? Wow. Time flies when you're harvesting wolves. What do we got? I got a wires. Meh. A steak. That's the candles you use at the Christmas show. You do security tin tans and a soy blend. Okay. I mean, do I? Oh, no, steak. Well, no, let's... If it's already noon and we're half tired, travel might be inadvisable. Let's comb coastal today, and then on the morrow we can do a DP crumbling sweep. We hit the beach, but also look for fur limbs. Because we have a good number saved up, but I'm pretty sure we don't have 30 of them. But then we could also, well, once we do that, I think we're on a little bit of a clock, because if I remember, Bash was talking about how the beachcombing loot kind of, it's like it can despawn after a certain amount of time, but I don't remember how much. Hey, we're not like in desperate need. Although if we got a few more maple saplings, I would certainly not say no. But I think we'll sweep the beaches first, and then after that we'll check the upper reaches of coastal, as well as DP and crumbling. We'll check the ravine, and maybe PV too. PV's bound to have some fir branches. What is that? It's a Waffle Mouse raid. Welcome in, Waffle Mouse, and welcome in, friends. Well, thank you so much for the raid, and how'd your stream go, Mouse? Let me go and give you a proper welcome here.
I don't know what to make of that.
Ah, Mouse met Mama.